ほらよ、毒ガスだ。回復しやがれ。火薬クッキングだ。見せて。これが科学の火だ。地道に一歩一歩だな。
Hey everybody, Adachi here, and welcome back to another LC update video. Now there isn't a whole lot really to go over in today's update. I'm just going to briefly recap on the stuff that is getting added into the part 2 event and what is going away. So we still have the co-op stuff with the second half of the co-op shop opening up, so there is some new stuff to grab in the shop. There are also daily, just like the Easter egg hunt thing, we're going to get some little hints and notices to do some kind of like treasure hunt on the map to get some different event currency and some other goodies. There's also a new fishing spot. I don't know if you actually have to get all the trophies for them. There does say like a little number that you need to catch of each kind of fish next to them. So I don't think you actually have to trophy all of the fish, but you know, feel free to correct me if that ends up not being the case. And it'll show you the fishing spot right here, and it does say that this is a limited time spot, so it's only lasting for a week, so definitely make sure to clear that out to get whatever reward that might be. And do know, unfortunately, the daily free multi-gachas are over. Hopefully everybody got some good luck. We're able to get some good ether percents up, maybe some red diamonds, and potentially some new characters. There's also the triple souls from the arena obtained. Arena's a huge pain, but you know, go ahead and grab your bonus souls out of there daily. You just gotta get like, what is it, 2 wins? And then personally, the most important part of this update here is going to be the boosted friend gacha. So double friend points sent, double friend points for supporting, and the drop rates for 3-star, 4-star are powered up in, or are boosted in the gacha, and Mother Souls is of course the big one there. Also, while I'm remembering, Tower of Trials is only going on for a couple more days, so, you know, just, I say never, when it comes to the tower now, it's really not a matter of trying to stress you out climbing. Just get to a point where you feel comfortable stopping, because there are rewards clearing up each of the floors as you get up. Things like gems and whatnot, so I would at least clear up to wherever you're comfortable at, to the point where you're not like frustrating yourself trying to do it. But I just want to look at the new items. I don't know if these are all new, but we'll at least look at the gear. So whatever you didn't get in the shop for the event, the anniversary event currency, make sure to grab those. But the new gear is going to be the celebratory staff, Int +6, MP +6 at level 100. Or I should say on a level 100 units, it is now going to be 106 intelligence. That's very, okay. And then celebratory medal, chance to survive fatal magic attacks with 1 HP once only until the magic effect ends. I don't know if this is like a buff that you get at the start of the wave or the start of a new quest, and then it'll eventually wear off. I'm not really sure. If this is just like a straight up like a chance to survive 1 fatal attack, that is insane. That is like what, almost as good as the Christmas Arcs ether item. That one is actually surprisingly good. And then we did get one other, I forget what I got it from. I think it was from the little box here. Where is it? The little safe that we got yesterday. Let's see if I can find it here. Unopened vault. I think the code was 1014 or 1015, one of those two, because the release date on global was like October 14th, 15th, something like that. But I believe opening that box gave us the celebratory ring, special gauge refill speed +6%, and if you're under level 40, then special gauge refill speed +6%. I think that this is additive, so this would stack. It'd be 12% if you put it on a unit that is under level 40. Otherwise, on everybody else, this will just be +6%. That's still okay, especially if you're running, like for me personally, I'm running Prim, so when I'm running through the tower with Prim, I like to have that on just to boost up that speed, and potentially if you want to stack that with Machiadine as well, the hidden treasure Machiadine, it'd be really good to kind of spam up that physical immunity there. And the last thing to go over is going to be the new Descent of Heroes banner, which is going to feature Zaix. Of course, I just did announce that we are going to be catching up to JP, so I mean, just kind of, I would say pick the banners really carefully as to what you want to get, as of course the banners are going to be coming out pretty quickly. You're going to need to pick which ones you actually want to pull on and which ones you want to skip on. Luckily for the Zaix banner, if you're really interested in this character or the arc, they did give it slightly boosted rates for a Descent banner, so it's a 1% on Zaix, and the arc is normal, but Zaix is boosted at least. Alright, getting straight into Zaix's abilities. His first skill is going to be Valsar Raven. This is going to be an ability where he's going to have a slight dash, and then he's going to combo the enemy into the air. So this will be good for some sky high damage, and if I am correct, it looks like you can position right behind the enemy, and then the aerial part of the combo could actually inflict some backstab damage as well, so really good damage ability on the S1. The S2 Azoth Fron is literally just this big ass AoE wave, and this is going to be imbued with the ice element, so it's just a short combo, but it is a nice big sweeping ability imbued with the ice element, so we're gonna see a little bit of an element mixture in his kit. His S3, a Sand Scream, as you can see, is just going to be a nice big earth uppercut that is imbued with the earth element, and it also launches enemies into the air, more sky high damage right there. And then his S4 Void Crisis right here is going to be a single target attack that is imbued with the dark element. So as you can see, he's going to cover ice on his S2, earth on his S3, dark on his S4, and then his S1 is going to be a neutral element. Good on the S1, so that way you can kind of manipulate that ability. Thing is how it looks like paired with the right passives, it could do quite a decent amount of damage. Alright, and getting into Zaix's passives, the first one, Silver Shadow Rush, physical attacks from behind get plus 100% damage. Yeah, pretty insane alone off of that, and you can still stack in Backstab and the Surprise Attack. The chance of frontal attacks becoming attacks from behind, so yeah, just some really good physical damage coming out of Zaix. And then his second, Void Step, chance to evade physical attacks and instantly move to a random position on the field when the effect is triggered. So I played with Zaix a little bit in JP, but I didn't even know that the second passive did what it did, so I'm not really sure how this works. It seems like it's some kind of a counter, so if you are hit with a physical attack and this ends up proccing, you would then get teleported somewhere else. I assume in a perfect world this would actually teleport you behind the enemy, but it would have to be tested out and seen. So if anybody who does have Zaix and can test that out for me on Void Step, let us know down in the comments below. I definitely appreciate that. And then to get into Zaix's kit, Rock Disaster, Grand Cross Advanced Magic Circles, and if you check out his stats right here, Strength 1057, Intelligence 831, very decent intelligence to at least kind of get some spells off, but definitely doesn't want to be a mage. And then his natural abilities, Attack Up 4, and if I'm reading this right, I don't believe there is Attack Up or like the 4 stat boost abilities just yet, so him getting this is really cool because you can get every other attack up through other means right now. He also gets Illusion, Corrosion Fang, a probability to debuff enemies during normal attacks, so physical attacks do plus 20% damage, and that is physical attacks for anybody. This is a debuff, so anybody who is going to be doing physical damage gets that 20% more damage. Life Brave, the lower your remaining HP, the higher your strength will be, up to a cap of 50%, just more damage for him. Oh my gosh, I love it, I love it. Ale of Glory, battle and recover some SCT. Ale of Glory, kind of whatever. I honestly prefer Pose of Glory when it comes to these physical DPS units, but still cool to see. He also comes with Sky High too, as we saw with a lot of his abilities. Sky High is going to be really huge on him in the fact that he already gets Sky High 2, you know, the boosted version in his kit. You can then just teach Sky High off of a couple of different arcs, stack up that damage, and he's going to rack up the numbers. He also gets Surprise Attack and Backstab naturally in his kit. Cool, good free stuff that you absolutely would want in his kit. Also Reverse Cross, physical attacks from behind, crit rate plus 5% and crit damage plus 50%. So many amazing passives that synergize so well together. He's not only getting a bunch of free damage passives, but if you also happen to give him some crit, he also is getting just a natural plus 50% crit damage. Really good. Blessed Speed, I've said it before, I love this whenever it comes for free on physical units. Triple Impact, big SC save right here. You're definitely going to want to be throwing out those basic attacks, getting some good combos going. Shockwave, physical attacks have a chance to nullify enemy guard. Just some more cherries on the top right there. Really good to go against a lot of Zuglis teams, since Zuglis is going to be guarding a hell of a lot. Any tanks in general, but especially Zuglis, just because he has so many natural guard abilities. A Decoy, first time HP reaches 0, automatically revive and recover some HP. Slap that on with that new arc. That new accessory that we just got. I don't know if they would proc at the same time though, so maybe that wouldn't be too good together, but Decoy for free is really good. Decoy is just a great ability in general, and he already gets that in his kit. He's got an amazing kit. Death God, so chance to deal instant death. That's that's alright, good for farming. And then 2 new abilities here, really interesting stuff. Trick Risk, gain an item at random when physically attacking an enemy from behind, one item per enemy. So this is very similar to Kaito's, what is it called, Extort? Only this is going to be just from attacking enemies from behind, coupled with his passive and his abilities means that this is going to proc off pretty decently. And unless they program this ability differently than Extort and, regular Robin Steel, this should stack alongside of the Extort, so you should be able to get 1 item off of Trick Wrist and 1 item off of Extort. Like I said, unless they program it differently, because any ability, usually when it has a different passive, you can steal multiple times, like you can with Extort and the Thief Bangles passive. And then his last ability, Mercury Veil, activate a barrier once every 30 seconds that nullifies status ailments. The interesting thing would be is if it just destroys all status ailments that are already on him once this actually procs, or if this only nullifies them, it doesn't actually remove them. Either way though, this is a, just free refreshes, or at least free defense against any status ailments. Insane. Zaix's kit is just crazy good. Not only that, he's also like a super quick character. He's real fun to play. I really enjoy playing whenever I had a chance to over on JP. So in my opinion, Zaix is super fucking worth it if you need a good physical DPS. You don't have somebody like Randy, you didn't get Vaughn, you don't got Celios, you don't plan on getting the Thunder Sevia that's going to be coming out shortly. But do keep in mind, he does cover a lot of different elements with his abilities, so he's not going to really be able to focus in on like one necessary advantage. Thunder Sevia is going to be coming out, she's also going to be another insane physical DPS, and the Dr. Stone collab, as we saw, is going to be confirmed on 4/30, so in like about a week over in JP. I'd imagine that we're either going to get that simultaneous with Global, or it's going to be coming out shortly after. There does seem to be another neutral element physical DPS coming into that Dr. Stone collab, and that could potentially be another amazing, fantastic unit who probably is going to be a lot more limited than somebody like Zaix is. But personally, I would leave it up to you. I think you are absolutely not making a mistake getting Zaix at all. But depending on who you are, you might just want to wait for that collab that potentially is coming next week. Alright, and to wrap it up, let's look at the new SSR arc that is now coming on with the Zaix banner as well. More sick art as well. I love it. Little undead army. I don't know, some graven people here, and then some kind of like lich or wizards. I don't know, it's cool. Fire, Thunder, and Dark Damage rise as allied dead increase, so more of your allies are dead. Your Fire, Thunder, and Dark Damage will go up to a cap of 30%. Undead always count as dead. Interesting. I don't know if Dyne is considered undead or not. I feel like maybe he's not, but there's skeleton. If you're running a skeleton, there's a free boost right there. When HP reaches 0, automatically return once. Really good, and potentially some good synergy for people who actually want to use Soul Spark off of the, what is it, like Soul Ether arc, something like that, the rare one. The one that kills you, and this one would help negate that effect. I don't know, you'd have to test it out. Maybe really good for Arena, who knows. Also, it's also a very risky arc though. Constant HP reduction and plus 50% SCT speed. This one seems like really good. As long as you're not taking this into tower, it seems really damn good. And the abilities it gives is Undead Mimicry, so now you can also just slap Undead onto literally any of your units to help take advantage of the damage boost on this arc's passive. Also comes with Curse Research at a very early level. What level is that? Won't tell me, but early. Very early, which is good, because I think there's only one other arc you can get Curse Research on right now, and it has to be at like level 8. I think that's Witch's House. So good to get this a little earlier on a different arc. Damage Absorption, really good ability there. Of course, we can get this in other means, but still really good. Giga Curse, chance to inflict curse upon all enemies. I find casted ailments to kind of be hit or miss, because you're burning a lot of MP, taking up a lot of SC for a chance to be inflicting these, whereas if you just put the research on, I feel like your chances of actually hitting off ailments is a lot higher. Of course, unless you're going against enemies that happen to have like a negative resistance to these ailments. So I guess we'll see. Maybe in the future they'll put content out that these Giga ailment spells are actually going to get a little more benefits. Also, here we go, Power Crept debuffs, High Nemesis minus 35% mind to a single enemy. I don't know if this would stack with regular Nemesis. I feel like it wouldn't. I honestly never even tested out Grand Brave and Brave. I'm pretty sure they don't stack though, but mine, the next Power Crept version of Nemesis, really good. When you want to do more damage with spells, when you want to nuke, especially when we get the damage caps, or when the damage caps end up getting unlocked through gear or whatever other means they end up implementing, this is going to be really good. And then the final ability, Netherworld Nature, when revived, plus 30% strength, and intelligence, plus 15% crit rate. It doesn't say that this is a buff, it doesn't say that this has any timer on it, so I would hope that just for the rest of whatever, quest you're running, that this would just last. If so, this is really damn good if you're running, well, this arc, I guess. And then its ether item is going to be Abyssal Silver, 72 intelligence, MP plus 20. Use MP to make magic attacks dark if an enemy's resistance to dark is lower than resistance to the original attribute. Basically, this is Dyne's passive right here. Only this is like Dyne's passive like turned up a little bit. Basically, if you use any spell, so let's say you use an earth spell, you have this equipped, but their dark resistance happens to be lower than their earth resistance, so you use Grand Cross. Your Grand Cross is now going to be counted as a dark element spell on that enemy. So really good here, but more better on, you know, like your side mages. So if you're running more than one mage, obviously you probably want one mage to be running instacast, and then another mage this could be potentially really good on. Good stat stick right there. Also, it has curse resistance, so, you know, another neat little boot. Alright, and that about wraps it all up for today. Overall, I would say this banner is a really good banner. The arc is, it's not bad. It's pretty dang good. I wouldn't say it's a must-have whatsoever, though. And Zaix is really fucking good, but because of all the units that are going to be coming out pretty soon, you know, we've got Thunder Sevia, we've got the Dr. Stone collab, we have Roland. It's just a lot to be looking forward to. So with that, as always, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.